Hello, hello, hello. I wonder if this is working yet. Hello, hello. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Yes, we are live. Okay, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Bianconeri post-game show. Coppa Italia match day, round of 16 against Sampdoria. It was a 4-1 victory for Juventus. We're going to do our post-game stuff. We'll read you some stats and whatnot. Whatever went down this evening. I already see some people are chiming in. Landucci ball. Landucci, get it in. Andrew, what's up? Great game. I was impressed by the desire to attack. Ake and Arthur impressed me. Loca Dane, I don't know. I guess Big Loca. Let Landucci cook. That's another one. Yeah. Yeah, guys, again, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Hold on. There's going to be some noise in the background. Sorry about that. Let's get into the stats first, because the team we played, it was a B team. Let's get serious for a sec. That Sampdoria team that was first set out, the first 60 minutes or so, that's a B team. So yes, the result great, the way we played great, but you got to look at the competition and the level of the competition, and they were very poor. Again, take this one with a grain of salt. I'm gonna let's see if that makes a difference. Hold on. Let's see if that makes a difference. Take this result with a grain of salt, because the competition was so poor that, yes, the way we set up allowed us to dictate the game throughout. Arthur, obviously in the 6 role as a register role, allows Locatelli to bump up. We all knew this. We've been saying this since Locatelli signed. We've been saying, get some guy to sit in front of our defense, not Locatelli, and let Locatelli ball and be dominant up front. Because that's what we saw today. And that's what we saw against Roma when Arthur was introduced, and then allowed Loca to play further forward. It's the key to success for this team. Put your best players in their best positions. And this is why it looks so good today. Again, very bad team we played against, but you still have to do the job, and they did a good enough job, at least. Let's see some comments, because I know everyone likes to talk and have their own opinion. Royal Killa says that was a great game today, great offensive play. Yep. Again, I'm going to read you the stats off pretty soon. Sani, hello, member, what's going on? Syed saying, please make sure Alexandro's not going to play against Milan. I think that's kind of... We'll leave that up there, actually. We'll leave that up there. That is one of the main negatives of the game. I know... Did we lag? Oh, no, I didn't lag. First set out. Oops. I know Sandro... He's not playing Sunday. Alexandro's not playing Sunday. It was pretty indicative, because Pellegrini didn't play. I think Pellegrini's starting on Sunday, but again, it's 5 days away. We'll see what happens. Not that we're not. So I saw another comment down here. Sorry, my mind's jumbled right now. Sorry about that. Let's look at Sani's comment. The goal was not Sandro's fault. I want to say no, but at the end of the day, it's still a direct result of his positioning, and he doesn't need to be in that exact spot. Like, it's a mixture between Chiellini and Alexandro for the goal against. Like, again, we're nitpicking here, but the goal against, it made it 2-1, and it was a great strike by Conti. All the credit to the guy. But it's happened numerous times now, and that has to be coaching. It has to be a coaching way to say, Alexandro, I want you tucked in as close to the center back as possible. I personally wouldn't do it because obviously you've seen if the ball gets whipped in across and it makes it all the way to the back post, there's no one there. I'm not saying Alexandro has to be right on Conti, but he should be at least 4 yards away from Chiellini, further away there. At least. So, and again, I've played the position before. I've played left back. I was never coached to stand beside my center back. I was never coached to stand beside my center back. And in those situations, yeah, 100%, I'm able to clear the ball. Or at least if the ball does end up going to Conti, he can't shoot. He doesn't have a chance to shoot because I'm 2 yards away instead of 7. So, again, if that's coaching, then that's bad coaching. But if it's Alexandro not paying attention, then it's on Sandro. But again, let's not talk about that because honestly, it was a 4-1 game. That Sampdoria team was garbage. I think my mom's in here. Tell my dad, because my dad's a big Sampdoria fan, that they just absolutely blow chunks. Like, they're so bad. Let's get wait, hold on. I saw Hanin say De Sciglio and Quadrado are the fullbacks for Milan's game. I want everyone in here right now to say who they think should be the fullbacks for that game. So let me know in the comments who should start Sunday in the comments. Scrolling up. Dino Maxi saying that's why we should play out youth team 2 from the start. Yeah, because it was such a bad team. I'm sure Coney De Winter could have played instead of Danilo. I'm sure he could have started and done the exact same job. It wasn't a strenuous job that Danilo had today. Yes, you want to get legs under him, but does De Sciglio have to play? Can Danilo just play right back? Like there's other solutions, and you can include some youngsters as well. But again, you can't complain with the result because it is what it is. Yusuf is saying, what are some positives that you take from this game? I enjoyed Ake and his confidence to dribble. Yeah, he was fun to watch. Great time to bring him on. He was very confident as soon as he stepped on the park, and he liked to take guys on. Did a nice little couple tricks. Good for him. Good introduction. Other positives. Midfield play was dominant. Rabiot as the third guy in there, he kind of ruined it a bit, but still it was fine. It was fine. It was very good. Arthur had the ball a lot. Locatelli more advanced, great touches. He forced a couple things still. So again, in that area, you do have to try more and more, but like more and more inventive ball progressions, but he could still take care of the ball a bit better in that area of the field. And it's not a knock against him. He was trying stuff. It was good. But against better teams, we have to look for probably better, more incisive balls. And that also entails our strikers making good runs off the ball. I thought Kulusevski was dreadful today. He's not. Last 2 games, not good. But the positives are that Quadrado was okay. Danilo looks ready to go, so there should be no problems with him now. Rugani is solid as a rock. Dybala is still scoring goals. Midfield looks okay, like I said. And, yeah, there's some positives to take from this game. And it's another win. It just keeps the momentum going. So we'll see what transpires on Saturday or Sunday. And another thing is, I think everyone came out of the game uninjured, so that's a very big positive. Yeah, and Zenith is making a point. It was only Sam's B team, but you can only be what's in front of you, and that's what we did. No, exactly. It's bad. Like, that's a bad team. We played, but you put 4 past them, you conceded only 1. Probably shouldn't even conceded the 1, but you put 4 past them, you did your job. Great. Let's talk about our counterattacks for a sec, because we had a lot. If we're going to be honest, we had a lot of chances, like a boatload of chances. on the counterattack as well. And we still struggle to pick out the correct pass. And if we do pick out the correct pass, we struggle to make the correct weight on the pass to let our players succeed in the next step. So a couple times Morata had the ball, Rabiot had the ball, they're driving towards goal, good, yes, good pace, and then it's either the wrong decision or it's a pass that is behind someone and they can't get a good shot off, or it's not into the right spot. But let's read some of the stats, the full-time stats. Ball possession was 63-37 for Juventus, of course. That was going to happen. Arthur and Locatelli played keep ball for the most of the game. 27 shots to 4, 15 on target. I think, when was the last time we had 15 shots on target? That Falcone guy, he was good, but he was bad at the same time. I don't know if he was lucky for some of his saves, but he made some really good saves, and then some of the goals were just, yikes. But yeah, 15 shots. When was the last time? Can someone fact check that? When was the last time we had 15 shots on target? We'll see. Yeah. Other than that, it's pretty standard. Goals from Cuadrado, Rugani, Dybala, Morata, and I liked our team press throughout the game because Locatelli dictated that as a midfielder, and that's how it should be. The first midfielder in should be dictating the first press, and they did a very good job of that today. Again, opposition is the opposition, but they did press well. They scored a couple goals because of their pressing, and it's good. It was a good step. Oh, we got lots of comments. Let's keep up. We'll get into some transfer talk as well in a bit, because at the end of the day, it's a Coppa Italia round of 16, and we played a B team. So there's only so much you can take out of this. Man of the match for me was I'm gonna give it to Locatelli, because he tackled well, he got up the pitch well, he got back well, he had some nice touches, good play. I would say Cuadrado, but yeah, maybe Cuadrado too. Maybe it's Cuadrado. Goal and assist. Maybe it is Cuadrado. Locatelli had an assist. It's up to you. It's either Locatelli or Cuadrado, in my opinion. Like the video if you haven't already, guys. I'm not sure where we're at 11. We're 11 likes so far. Let's get more. So people are coming in with the comments for the fullback situation. DeShilio or Pellegrini on the left, Cuadrado on the right. This is for Sunday. What's our best bet for Sunday? Krikor says Cuadrado and DeShilio. So left back DeShilio, right back Cuadrado. And then Hanin saying DeShilio Cuadrado. Yeah, that seems to be the consensus at this point. Oh, Sani's not. Sani's disagreeing. Sani's saying hopefully DeShilio and Danilo. Not sure if Danilo has 90 minutes, but Cuadrado moved to the front. So Sani, I guess, likes when Cuadrado plays forward more, which is fine. Yeah, he has less responsibility defensively, and he can concentrate more on attacking. And he did that today, and he scored a goal. I know it's a free kick that, bad. But,
you didn't finish all your tuna fish.
Sorry about that.
Was that too much tuna fish?
Yeah, too much tuna fish.
Tuna fish?
So Cuadrado playing more forward is probably the best case scenario for him. But as a team, would you rather have Cuadrado that also amplifies the attack as well as being okay defensively, or would you rather have just Danilo steady as she goes playing defense? That's a question. That's a question that Allegri has to ask himself as well. Picasso's got a comment here. Let me get that up there. Picasso is, I always ask to play this 3 midfields, but everyone says Locatelli's best position would be 6. No. Locatelli's best position is an 8. 100%. And I hope, are you asking to play Rabiot as well in the middle? Because I hope not either. Rabiot is useless today. He looked good because the other team was so bad, and Arthur and Locatelli enabled him to play a bit better, at a bit better standard. But truth be told, Rabiot was still not great today. So I prefer like McKennie maybe in that role with those two. If we don't get anyone else in that, of course. Johnny Franks is saying to the fullbacks, Quadge and Pellegrini. Yeah. Royal Killer, glad to see Danilo back, and he had a good game. It's quiet. It was quiet, right? It was a center backs game. He did well. He prevented some goals. He prevented Sampdoria from even crossing the half out in the first half at one point. It was crazy the way the game was played. Ali Reza is saying Ake was playing better in 15 minutes than 60 minutes of Kulusevski. We should save money and trust the youngsters instead of bringing average players like Azmoun and Martial. I mean, yes, Ake looked good for 15 minutes in a Coppa Italia round of 16 game against a B team. Yes, he looked good. Does that mean he should start against Milan? Does that mean he should play against Salernitana or Spezia away? That's tough because he's playing Serie C. He needs to get it was a very good intro today. Very good. I liked what I saw. Every Juventini liked what they saw from Ake today. It was nice. It was positive. It was quick. It was dynamic. Everything that Kulusevski isn't, basically. Right? So we don't have capacity to just start Ake randomly. We don't have that. We're not in a position in the league to do that. We're not capable of doing that because we can't lose any points. If Ake has an absolute stinker, then it's not good. I know what's the difference between Kulusevski and Ake having a stinker, but at least Kulusevski has that Serie A pedigree at least right now that you can say, yeah, I started the best player available. If you start Ake and it all goes to poop, then it's like, what are you doing, coach? So, right now, let's comment with the Ake playing more and more. This is a good start. Remember, we did this with Fagioli last year. We did this with Haim Zarafia last year. We do introduce these Juve under 23 players, but at the same time, they are where they are for a reason. Stephanie is saying, another member of the Bianconeri Zone, you can see the bottom right corner, you can join our members club. It's a good Discord. We talk during every game. We even talk transfer stuff outside the games. Imagine Milan lose both with us and Inter. That's -9 and very much a reality. Yeah, it could happen. Milan could stink up the joint because they've just lost to Spezia yesterday. We play them Sunday. And then they play, I think, Inter, like Stephanie says, right after. They're in a reality where they could lose 9 points in 3 games. However, we have to do our job. We have to go. It's at the San Siro, so we have to go do our job there. We have to. Allegri's got to do some magic because again, it's going to be a whole different ball game than what we saw today. We're actually going to play some competent footballers, and we got to see if Allegri has the balls to start Arthur again and not 6 and allow Locatelli to play further forward. But yeah, we have every chance to win on Sunday. Here's a question. Do you want Kulusevski to be sold? I do not want him to be sold yet. Definitely not this January. That's because we do not have the squad's depth to afford to let him go. Another reason is this is his chance to prove himself again. Is he doing it in the past 2 games? No, he's not. But this is his opportunity to put trust back into the club, into the coach, and etc. So at this point in time, I say no. But in summer, if he doesn't take this opportunity and go with it, then you have to look at selling him. And that's a shame. But it is what it is. Ali Reza suggesting Deschilio, Dalit, Chiellini, Quadrado should start against Milan on Sunday. Yeah, I like it. are we putting DeScilio because he's more responsible than Pellegrini in everyone's eyes, or are we starting DeScilio because of his 3 crosses he's made assists with this year? Locatelli got injured, right? Did he? I don't think he did. I'll have to read that in the post game, but I don't think he got injured. We'll check it out. We'll see when the news comes. But for right now, I don't think he did. We'll see. We'll find out. I'm really behind here in the comments. Sorry, everybody. James Tonin, why did Samp play the B squad? I'm assuming to keep their players fresh to avoid relegation. Yeah, that's exactly it. They play Spezia. That game means more than a round of 16 Coppa Italia game. They play Spezia on Saturday or Sunday, and that's a 6-pointer for them. So they'd rather obviously try and win that game as opposed to go balls out against Juventus and still probably lose in a Coppa Italia game that they were never winning in the first place, the competition. So that's exactly why. I'm going to get into a couple more of these, and then we're going to start to go into the transfer news because, again, we dominated. You dominated as we should have against Sampdoria, B, and Landucci's a hero. I think it was 3-2 against Sampdoria in the September game of this earlier this season. We had 16 shots, 6 on target. Okay, so we had 27 shots today and 15 on target. I was talking about on target shots because I haven't seen so many shots we've had on target in a while. Maybe against Malmo the one time, but I can't remember the last time. Oh, there you go. She put it here. Zenit, 26 shots, 11 on target. So not quite 15, but still. And you scored 4 goals against Zenit that game, and you scored 4 goals today. Imagine what happens when you shoot the ball. Stuff goes in when you shoot the ball. Syed saying midfield should be Luca, Arthur, McKennie. I would like to see this at least once. I feel that McKennie could do a much better job than Rabiot in the attacking third especially, and he could get in around. He can make another forward run off of the forwards, and Locatelli more advanced can probably slip him in a couple more times. Rabiot doesn't provide anything for going forward. He is a negative player. I'm not just talking about value-wise. I'm just talking about like he's always going backwards. Yes, he had a couple times he hit the post today, but like again, Sampdoria B, 88th minute, it's already 4-1. Here's a point from Kulusevski. Del Bure Pero saying Kulu is great when you throw him in 20 minutes left against exhausted opponents. Otherwise, he's too weak to slow to do anything. Yeah, and you saw it today. I think he outran one. I think it was Magnani. I think and every other time he just got bodied out. It's a shame. It's a shame because again, when the ball's at his feet, I get a little bit excited, but in recent times, it's not good. The end product's not there. And then, I caught up. That's the stat. Sani's brought in average shots on target for us in Serie A is 4.9. That's not good. That's horrendous. That's horrendous. You gotta get more balls on net. That's it. It's not. That's a horrible return for the players we have. I'm not saying we have the best roster, but you should be getting more than 5 shots a game on target. And then I'm going to get Mike Copy in here. Locatelli, Arthur was most balanced in the mid. Again, against this team, in this game, it was the perfect time to try this. It was the perfect time to try Arthur, Locatelli in midfield, and Arthur as a 6. because the opposition was poor, and it allowed them to get some chemistry and dictate play. Now, can those two dictate play against, I'm gonna say, Milan starting Brahim Diaz, who else? Tonali, the other guys are in the AFCON. So who else is on Milan's midfield? No, not Chalhan. He's on Inter. I'm gonna say Diaz, Tonali, and is Calabria gonna start midfield again on Sunday? Let me see. Who started midfield for Milan yesterday? Give me a sec, everybody. Milan started lineups. Bakayoko. Okay. So they started Bakayoko, Krunic, and Diaz. Oh, I guess Tonali's hurt. Wow, we should be able to beat that team, or dictate that midfield battle. If we play Krunic, Diaz, and Bakayoko on Sunday, and it's Arthur, Locatelli, McKennie, we should win that midfield battle. There should be no questions asked about that. I don't care for away. I don't care how negative we play. Those three are better than Milan's three. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, it's Tuesday. The game's Sunday. There's still going to be lots of stuff. Maybe Tonali comes back from injury. Who knows? Couple more things about the game today. We'll bring in YFG. I think players like Sule and Ake should leave the club, and buying Caio Jorge was a mistake. Juventus isn't a club for young players with a lot of talent. If it's undeniable talent, like a Dybala or a Pogba, they're playing. But if they're not undeniable, then, of course, they have to work their way in to be undeniable and say, Coach, you can't leave me out this week. Ake's been given a chance. Sule, not really. He's been given not much of a chance. Kulusevski's been given a chance. Right? Oh, more yelling. So Kulusevski's been given a chance, and he's young. He was dubbed as an undeniable talent. He won Serie A Young Player of the Year, and he's been given a shot. So if you have that title and that role, and you are on the squad, then you're gonna be given a chance. But if you are coming from the U23s, it's gonna be harder for you. That's just reality. Let's say Ake comes in next game for another 10 minutes. Probably not against Milan, but like next game against a lesser opponent, makes another impact, and then he continues to grow. They'll be given a chance, no problem. They just have to have end product. Stephanie's saying, how do you rate Caio? I've barely seen him, to be honest. For Juventus, I think he's not gone, but like he needs a loan. He needs to just play European football. I watched a couple of games with him at Santos before he joined because we were linked with him, and the Copa Libertadores was on. That's the Europa League equivalent in South America. So I watched a couple of those games. He looked fine. Like he looked all right, and he scored some goals. But this is just a different beast for him at this point. Like he can't even crack the bench at some points. He can't even play minutes. He can't even get on the field. So obviously this is a different beast for him at this point. And let him play some U23 games. Let him play more U23 games. Let Caio Jorge play some U23 games at this point. If he's not being loaned out now, let him play there. And still be a part of the first team squad. And then Horizon saying it was one of the better games we played this year so far, except one goal that we conceded, which I can only blame Alexandra for. Dybala's making a point. Yeah. The Dybala contract, I kind of liked what Arribene said today. He kind of not went back on what he's on the contract situation, but he brought in all the rest. He brought in Bernardeschi, DeCilio. He brought in all those names as well. to say, yeah, we're not talking contracts to any of them until February, which I like better. Ali Reza, clearly Rabiot and Sandro are way behind the others in terms of form and performance. We can't trust them in the big games. We should trust DeShilio and McKennie since they're in the top. They're playing, yeah, those two. Like you said, DeShilio and McKennie are playing better than Rabiot and Sandro. That's crazy to say, because Alexandro starts for Brazil, Rabiot starts for France, DeShilio hasn't seen the Italian national team in years, and McKennie's American. That's crazy for that exact. You're exactly correct though. They should probably play. They should definitely. Not probably. They should definitely start Sunday. Haneen saying Arthur Luca Benta would be good too. I prefer McKennie because you can get some goals from midfield if you put McKennie instead of Bentancur. I understand Bentancur's work rate and all that stuff and ball retention and winning the ball, but we need goals because Morata and Dybala isn't enough. They're not. That's the fact. They're just not enough. Before I even start talking about the transfer news, again, now we're in the round. No, now we're in a quarterfinal. We're gonna play either Cagliari or Sassuolo. I think they play tomorrow. Let me check that. Yeah, Sassuolo plays Cagliari tomorrow. We play the winner of that. So we'll see who we play. But I think it's February 9th, the next match, the quarterfinal, and I think it's home again. So any transfer questions, get them into the chat now, or if you want any of my reactions to what is going on in the transfer window, put them in the chat now, and we'll get to them because again, it's transfer season, and we got 2 weeks left. What day is it? 18th. 2 weeks left. So fire them away. Royal Killer says, I just hope that Dybala is going to sign the damn contract. Well, apparently the contract's changing, so he can't sign anything right now. That sucks, but it's the truth. Juventus talk, Landucci, Allegri. Every time Landucci's coached, we've scored 4 goals. So we've conceded some bad goals while he's coaching, but we've scored 4 goals in both games he's coached. Going back, Kanan, do you think Landucci had any impact, or was it all planned before the game? We didn't see Allegri have a phone or anything with him when we saw during the Roma match. So I highly doubt he was texting him, but he could have been. Like, you never know. So I'm not gonna put all the praise on Landucci, but at the same time, there's probably a presence there that's calming. That's like, because assistant coaches are usually the friend of the team. They're usually the guy who like makes everything better with the player. If the coach and the player have some issue, the assistant coach is usually there is like, yeah, it's okay, man, don't worry, you'll get him next time. So it's probably refreshing for some of the guys when he is behind the bench. There's probably more freedom, and it's pretty obvious there's less structure because we concede so many goals. We've conceded so many goals. Yep, and Alejandro's exactly right. Like and subscribe. I think we're 8 away from 2,000. Look at the subscriber count. Top left corner of your screen. Let's get 8 more. And then, we still haven't got the members club. They haven't decided who's the next coach's corner on. So, let's get that. Look at this picture. That's the stair. Home of you. They changed your picture. Who are we facing next round? I just said Cagliari or Sassuolo. They play tomorrow, and we play the winner of that. Okay. So, we'll conclude today's match reaction there. If you guys still want to talk about it or mention anything, go ahead. No problem. We'll get back into it. But let's talk about the transfer news, because Arriva Bene spoke before today's match, and he's pretty much dismissed Anthony Martial's incoming transfer. He said today that the loan fee plus his wage is too high and too much money. And I agree with him, because if you have to pay a loan fee for 6 months plus his outlandish wage, he makes like almost more than Dybala, I think. So you bring Martial in for like $5 million on a loan fee plus the wage. That's like $13 million for 6 months. It's not worth it. And I think Arriva Bene said that. He quite clearly said that, actually. He stated it right away. And we're not getting Martial unless United don't expect a loan fee, which I don't think so either. Because, like he said in his quote, he doesn't expect Man United to lower any fee, because why should they? Sevilla might be able to pay the loan fee plus the wage. So it's not looking good on the Martial front. However, the Zakaria front, it looks to be it's in a better spot than Martial. The Zakaria, not impending, because other teams are looking at him too. Zakaria's position at Mönchengladbach is not there. Like he said, he was done already. So we'll see if Arriva Bene and what's his name, Cherubini can nick him really quick and get him in the club. Because I think there's a chance for Zakaria. For Martial, Arriva Bene's already come out and said no, so we move on. Where's this one? GO says Forza Juve, good win. Yep, very good. I'm expecting that when the next press comes in, Allegri won't come. I hope Landucci comes and we score 4 against Milan. That'd be great. That's every Juventino's dream. Allegri definitely chose the lineup, Mr. Dax, because he's still allowed to coach this morning. And before the game started, they did run through more pre-game tests, and they chose this one instead of the one yesterday. The lineup yesterday had Caio Jorge and what's his name, Tony De Winter starting, so he changed his mind. Ali Reza is putting Juve want to bring back Ravella immediately. Yes, I think that was from yesterday. Oh, that's another one today. Yeah, it came out. There you go. Bianconeri zone. Let's get it out. Juve are pushing for Ravella, but Genoa doesn't want to let him go and weaken their squad. They're going down anyway. Just let him go. Genoa stinks. The deal, however, is linked to the sale of Arthur or another player. The alternative is Zakaria. Okay. 2 things about this. I think Genoa is going to make us pay to retain Ravella, and that is not okay with me. Because he's going to come regardless in the summer, so you might as well just bring in Zakaria as well. And then you can just bin off Rabiot, and you can start Zakaria at Locatelli. And at this point, if he's starting Arthur so much, you might as well just start him for the rest of the year. I don't understand the asset management of Arthur right now. Started against Udinese, started against Sampdoria. Is he auditioning him? I don't think he has to, because he already has an agreement with Arsenal. Like, there's already a team that wants him. So is there a point? Is there a point to use this asset every game when he's already injury prone? It's weird asset management right now. If you plan on using him, it's great. It's great for chemistry. It's great to make him link up with Locatelli in the meantime. But I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. So we're gonna keep that there. We're gonna see. Oops, I slid down too much. Mr. Dax said, I heard Caio Jorge was going to start. He was supposed to, but they changed it last minute, and it was Kulusevski up top with Morata. A quote from Landucci: Paulo Dybala is doing very well, and we're happy with his performance, as he has always been, or as he always has to be. He's been decisive this season. He scored his 10th goal. And Ali and I were going through some stats today. His goal output has flip flopped from year to year. So like 1 year it was really good, the next year not great. 1 year really good, the next year poor. 1 year really good, and so on and so on. So this is the year where he's supposed to be a high output, like 16 plus goals. So he's on pace right now. If he stays healthy, knock on wood, he's on pace to score more than 16 goals this season. So yeah, he's been very decisive, like Landucci said, and we move. Landucci also said the only thing that counts is working, desire, and attitude, and we are having them. We talk little and do more. We have a difficult game Sunday against Milan, but we will try to go there and play our game and try to win. So yeah, again, Landucci speaking facts. Let him do the press conference always. Let him coach. I don't really care. Every time he coaches, we score 4 goals. He goes on to say, I want to wish Chiesa the best of luck with the surgery. We're waiting for him with open arms. The victory is for him. Come on, Federico. You'll be back stronger than ever. Again, Landucci is an assistant coach, and he's a rah-rah guy. He's the players as friends, and he's the guy who makes every situation feel a little less serious. Let's get this in there because it looks like he brought some stats in. Ali Reza, 12 goals in 2022 among teams in the top big 5 European leagues in all competitions. Juventus has the most. Mind you, we probably played the most, but we pumped 4 past Roma, 4 past Sampdoria, so that's 8. 1 against Napoli, 2 against Udine, so that's 3 more, and 1 against Inter. We've played a lot, to be honest, so that might be a little inflating, but it's nice to see. It's a good start. Is there more to come? I hope so. I hope, to be honest, I'll take a 1-0 win against Milan on Sunday. Whatever it takes. You guys watch the Avengers and Endgame? Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. And we'll throw that up there because it seems like he has more emotion, and good for Landucci for having more emotion, but he knows he's not doing this every day. I'm sure if he was the Juventus coach every game, he'd be more robotic like Allegri when he has to do press conferences. Is there anything else? Okay, what else is coming from our account? Sorry, just Landucci. Here we go, and he finishes off Landucci with his little post-game meeting. The attitude has changed in recent months. We did well. Winning gives us confidence. You have to win games on the field, and we've seen that winning is not easy. That's another thing. The winning continues from today. They got over the Inter match. They did a good 2-0 performance on Saturday against Udinese. Got the job done. Today, got the job done. You got to keep, like Milan, it's must win, but you got to get 3 points on Sunday. It has to. No question about it. Oops, pressed the wrong thing. What's that from what's that about Tomori? Ryan Sleeva says, luckily Tomori is injured, so we have a bit of an advantage. Is he out? Is he out Sunday? Oof. That's some, sad to hear, but good for us. And then, oops. What the heck's going on here? There you go. Haneen says, might as well use Arthur until we can sell him, and that can happen until he has 3 years with us because of book value. It doesn't make sense to give him on loan just to save salary and weaken us. Are we weakened if he leaves and Zakaria comes? Or if Ravella comes, we're definitely weakened. But if Zakaria comes, are we weakened? I don't know. So let's say, my biggest thing is always availability is the best attribute a player can have. Zakaria is proven to be more available and ready to play and ready for matches than Arthur has in the past. So I'm not wishing an injury on someone, but it's bound to happen. Arthur's bound to get hurt again. Arthur's bound to get hurt again. I'm not wishing it upon it. I'm not trying to be a pessimist, but I've seen it. I've seen the song and dance before. I've seen him play in Barcelona. He's not always available. So, do you want someone who's more available, like a Zakaria, or do you want to see a Arthur? You know what you have, but he's not always available and he's not trusted. Because Zakaria's not making Arthur money. I'll tell you that. Oh, Ryan Saliba was saying about Tomori. Yes, he didn't play against Spezia. Is that suspension or actual injury? And then Ali Reza is saying, unfortunately, Landucci is older than Allegri, so he can't be a successor. But still has, he's been a very reliable assistant. Yeah, man, you come in, you win 2 games. It's not easy. It's not easy to come in and just win 2 games. Against Roma away, and a Coppa Italia game where you're not fielding your strongest 11, but you still have to get the job done. But the big transfer news of the day, we're going to scroll back up for a sec. We're going to just leave this here for a bit. Oops. Oh, no. Where is it? We got DiMarzio news that came in. Here it is. DiMarzio news came in, and I don't know what the formula of a deal will be, because we've already purchased Rovella, so it would probably be a small fee to pay Genoa to get him back now. And he's also injured now. So I don't know what the idea is, but if you have to pay now and he's injured, do you want to do that? Or, again, get Zakaria? So that's the big question. And if this is all on Arthur going out, then it just sucks. It does suck. Because what if we had a midfield of Arthur and Zakaria and Locatelli and McKennie, and you don't have to see really Bentancur or Rabiot play much. You have options. You have better options than you do now. Imagine you could just take a chunk of change of 5 mil and give it to Mönchengladbach. It's not expensive, but for squad composition and player personnel, one midfield has to leave in order for one of these things to happen. Going back to Tomori, Stephanie says Tomori knee injury comes back end of Feb. Oof, that's tough. That is tough. Sorry to hear. And Sani's asking, the main question is Allegri going to use Luka Arthur? And Zakaria would be a smart buy in any case. Ideally, Ramsey leaves. I think Ramsey leaves regardless, and has nothing to do with what Juventus wants to do. I think Ramsey leaves, that's going to happen. I don't know when, but I don't know if, but that's going to happen on its own thing. Like, he's isolated right now from playing, from the Pandy, whatever. He's just isolated from Juventus at this point. He's kind of getting ozled right now. But Zakaria or Rovella comes in if Arthur leaves seems to be the main talking point here. Ideally, Ramsey will leave, and I hope, you know what? I want Rovella and Zakaria to come. You just need better talent. Ryan saying, I think getting rid of Arthur would be a mistake. He's our new playmaker. He is our new Pjanic. Either Ramsey and Bentancur or Rabiot is good to sell. See, that's the thing. Is is Arthur the new Pjanic? Because obviously there's been half a season and Allegri's not seen it. There was a season last year with Pirlo and he didn't use him in that role. So is he that guy? It's kind of late. It's kind of late to just try it out now. He should have been trying. Again, he was hurt. I get it, for the first part of the season, but I don't think. Let's not get a game and a half because he got subbed out at halftime against Udinese, and a little portion against Roma. Let's not get too over the moon about how Arthur's been playing. Allegri needs more suspensions. That's funny. Good one. Let's get to 30 likes. Let's get to 30 likes. And subscribe because we're almost at 2,000. And then I'm seeing lots of note to Martial. Note to Martial. Again, I'm saying note to Martial if you have to pay a loan fee plus his wage. 100%. If he just comes on a dry loan, great. I'll take him. Royal Killer, I think Martial could be a good striker for Juve because he could score many goals if he's trusted enough. If he gets his 2019 form back, that's obvious. And he might want to try and get that form back only because there's a World Cup coming and he wants to make that team. Will he? I don't think so. But if that's his goal and he puts his best mind to it, coming to Juventus and maybe potentially saving Juventus this season, if Deschamps starts Rabiot, it's almost going to be like, why don't you bring Martial to the World Cup? You like this French guy, why don't you bring Martial as well? So I think, again, nobody knows what's going to happen. If Martial comes, is he going to flop? There's a good chance of him flopping. These players that transfer in January, they're not what's it called, absolutes. It's always a question mark. It's always a reclamation project. It's always something like Martial right now. He's not getting any game time. He needs game time. He wants to play. So we'll see. Ryan Saliba's, I think another striker we need to get rid of Ramsey would be enough. I think, yeah, again, Ramsey needs to go. Like, I think it's its own separate thing, and he's gone. Like, that's his thing. Has nothing to do with the transfer market at this point. Like, his wage just needs to go. He's a black hole on the balance sheets, and everyone knows that. I like that we were attacking until the end, even at 4-1. I think that has to do with Marley Ake playing and wanting to showcase his skill. Kyle George still trying to prove himself. And then Dybala he wants to just play better football in general. So I think those three on the pitch at the same time at the end of the game, they're like, yeah, let's keep trying to play here. Like, why not? Especially those two young kids who were trying to prove themselves. They were always going to try and do that. Now, let's say Kulusevski was on. He'd probably try and attack too. It wouldn't go well, but if Bernardeschi was on, he wouldn't go attack. He'd probably come back and start again and play back to Perrine. So, yeah. It's obvious why they kept attacking, but you're right. I do like how they did that. Syed is saying Martial is a flopped player at Man United. Okay, but many players have flopped at United. It's not like every player that's gone there has been great. Rashford's flopped. Jadon Sancho's flopped. So far, Jadon Sancho's flopped. But I wouldn't put it past Martial because even if he gets into like some type of form, he's scoring 10 goals in 17 games, in 15 games. And we need that. Is Zakaria actually good? I don't want us to stack average players. He would be our second best midfielder. I think that's not But again, it all depends on what you consider effective play is, because he's not going to light up a stat board, Zakaria. He's going to... Sorry, that was my dog. He's going to clog up holes, clog up passing lanes, and get the ball to the best players. And that's what Zakaria is good at. That's what he provides. He's not going to score goals. He's not going to give the ball away. So, sorry. Ooh, stop. No. Sorry, he's doing something. So Zakaria is the type of guy who goes under the radar a bit, and that's a player you need, because he allows other players to do more attacking-minded stuff. He'll allow Locatelli to move forward. He'll allow... Because he's a unit himself, and he can protect the back four by himself. He doesn't... Realistically, I know Allegri wants all the midfielders back and compact, but he can do a job by himself in that area. That's a fact. I've seen it for Switzerland as well. Not even just Mönchengladbach. Here's another stat from Ali Reza. He loves his stats. Juventus has scored a free kick after 563 days, thanks to Quadrado. I saw that going around Twitter. Yeah, well, when Ronaldo was taking all our free kicks for so long, he scored that one against Genoa at the one time. That was the last time he scored a free kick. So, the ball has been close a couple times this year. He's hit the crossbar. He shaved the bar a bit. But, yeah. Oops. I lost my train of thought here because, I don't think Allegri sees Arthur as a starter. Yeah, I don't know. Recently, yes. Is that due to, again, what's the plan with Arthur? We need to know the plan. His name comes up in the transfer market, and all of a sudden he's playing a lot. What's the plan? In the last games, he's been playing really good. Arthur. Yeah. Udinese, he was fine. I'm not going to say really good. Today, he was good. Udinese, he wasn't that good, to be honest. He gave the ball away a couple times. Who jinxed it in our Discord chat? In the members chat. I think it was Haneen who jinxed it. She said that he was doing really well the whole game for the first 20 minutes, and then as soon as that happened, he clapped someone, got a yellow card right away, and then he gave the ball a couple times away. So it was a tale of two halves of the first half for him. I think with more continuity though, he could probably be better, but it's up to the coach at this point. Del Juve Pro saying Martial is a lost cause. Maybe. And to this question, I have no idea. We didn't see him either. Syed is saying Azmoun is way better than Martial. Sure. I'm not going to agree, but sure. Everyone that's the beauty about the game. You have your own opinions. You can formulate your own thoughts. Doesn't necessarily mean one's right or the other's right. Everyone has their own opinion about someone's ability to play. I don't agree with this particular comment, but Syed, if you think so, he is. Who would I compare Rovella to? A way lesser version of Verratti. Please listen again. A way lesser version of Verratti. He's a busy boy. He tackles. He moves the ball, and he can do a job as a 6. Sometimes he can play as more of an 8 as well. I'm not saying he's as good as Verratti, but he has a similar play style. He's busy. He likes to bite into tackles. He plays the ball well, and he's just an all-around engine. Again, I'm not saying he's as good as Verratti, or he will be. I'm saying he's a lesser version of Marco Verratti. If you get a 75% of what a Verratti is out of Rovella, you still have a damn good player. So it's something to look forward to. The last time we got a good transfer was over a decade ago when we got Barzali for $500,000. Um, no, we got Vidal. Vidal was a good signing. It was like 11 million. It was a very good signing. Pogba was a good signing. Um, in terms of players, like Ronaldo is a good signing, but same with Delay. But those are kind of crazy fees. But yeah, even the Dybala at 35, 40 mil, that was a good signing, and it's been 7 years. No, wait, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 7 years he's been at the club for 40 million euros. He scored over 100 goals, provided countless other goals, and he's won so many trophies. I'd say that's a really good transfer. I know it wasn't cheap, but it's still a good deal. It's a good transfer. We're going back to some of the game talk. I didn't like how Kaio didn't pass to Ake when it was a clear chance for him, and then loses the ball in the 87th minute. They're young. They're both trying to prove themselves. I wouldn't put too much stick into that right now. Again, like they're young, they're hungry. If let's say that's Morata on the other side of it, he probably passes. So I wouldn't put too much into that. Maybe a good or maybe Osman will be a good solution. If the Ali made a great point. We talked about this a couple days ago. If the board really wanted Osmoon, they would have paid the 3 to 5 million euros, and they would have already offered something if they thought he was a good solution. If they're trying to penny pinch even more than that right now, then obviously they don't rate him as much. Obviously, Allegri's not like, okay, I'm fine if you don't get him. So I think he made a really good point with that, and I agree with him. If they really needed a striker that desperately, and they thought Osman was the guy, they would have just handed the 4 or 5 mil over to Zenon and taken him. So again, I'm sure he's a fine player. I have watched him. I don't rate him greatly. To be honest. I don't think he'll score more than 5 goals if he came now in all competitions. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's still 13 days left? Was it January 18th? I'm looking at my calendar. Yeah, still 13 days left. But I'm just saying, if they really wanted Osmoon, they would have gotten him. Oh, look, Saliba says the same thing I did about Rovella's comparison. Right on. Great minds think alike. Syed saying Zakaria would be a good replacement of Arthur. I'm not saying they play the same style, but they play the same position, but they don't play the same style. Zakaria would be a very good protector of the back four. He breaks up play by himself, clogs up passing lanes. He's an absolute unit, and he gets the ball into the players who need the ball. That to me is a good behind the scenes player. Unsung hero. Very good at tackling. So, is he a good replacement of Arthur? Stylistically for me, no. Stylistically for Allegri, most likely. Most likely. When I'm coaching, I want to keep the ball and play vertical tiki-taka. Like great ball movement, great running behind the channels, intricate passing in the box. That's how I like to play. Allegri, obviously not. Get the ball wide, cross in, let's go score the goals that way, scrappy goals. Which is fine. Everyone has their own way of playing. So, do I think Zakaria is a good replacement of Arthur? For Allegri, yes. For me, I'm fine with it because that's the style he wants to play. But I prefer a guy like Arthur who's going to keep the ball and play. And play and keep the ball on the deck and play like that. Again, my name's not Justin, so you got to figure that out. Which striker do I want to bring in January? A guy who will score. I'm asking for a lot here. A guy who's going to score 10 goals at least. from now until May, a guy who's going to score at least 10 goals. I don't care who. I actually don't care. I don't have a name for you because, like I said, if Juventus actually wanted Asmun, they would have got him. And if they wanted Martial, they saw the price and they're like, we can't afford that, then you can't afford that, and they won't do it. Haneen's asking, this is about Zakari again. Forward passes. He's barely going to cross half. He's barely going to cross half when we have the ball in the opposition half. But in our defensive third, he's going to find the right outlet. Or he'll find the right guy to get it into the right outlet. He's not the most offensive-minded person, but he's smart and intelligent enough to get the ball to someone who can make those passes. And again, if he does come and he surprises me, even better. Oops. Uh-oh, I went too far again. So this goes back to a comment you made earlier about the best signings in January, I guess. And he meant Barzali. Yeah, we've struck out a bunch. I remember wasn't Borriello signed, or Osvaldo signed in January. Matri a couple times, I think. Caceres a couple times. Oof. Yeah. Juventus is not notorious to sign players in January because we were never in a spot that we needed to fix the team in January. Now we're in a spot where we need to fix the team because it was such a bad summer. And results speak for themselves. This team is incomplete. Like, super incomplete. But again, with no resources, how are you going to fix incomplete? If we can, let's get the likes to 35. I forget where we're at right now. Yeah, let's get it to 35. We're at 32 right now. Haneen, who would you compare Fagioli to? I see a lot of people comparing to Modric. Again, if we're going to compare him to Modric, it is super, like, not even close to Modric in terms of ability and performance, but stylistically, a little bit like Modric. Is he ever going to be Modric? You'd have to be a Ballon d'Or winner to reach Modric and a 4-time Champions League winner. So, stylistically, probably he's comparable, but will he ever get there? Probably not. Again, if you are 75% of the player Modric is, you're a damn good player. If you're a midfielder growing up, you want to be Modric. That's your idol. But Fagioli has a long way to go, but again, stylistically, sure. I would probably say, yeah, Modric. So there you go. We got Verratti and Modric in our youth ranks. Ravella and Fagioli. Ryan thinks it's Marchisio. Marchisio is more dynamic and industrious in his play. Fagioli's more, like, again, Marchisio had some elegance to him, but Fagioli's way more elegant on the ball, and his vision was something else. Because Marchisio was asked to do something completely different, but at the tail end of his career, he was asked to be a regista and a 6 and dictate play. But before that, he was a box-to-box monster. And then Sani says, I think Asmun might be their last option, so probably they're checking other profiles like Martial. If Asmun were to join, it would be by the end of the transfer market. And you're probably exactly right. And is that ideal? No. Is it necessary? Probably. So we'll have to see where the market takes us. It is January 18th. Like I said, there's 13 days left. And we have to move on from there. Check Justin and Ali's daily videos for the latest updates because we're always on the ball or always on the go with the account. And I'll read you a couple more Landucci quotes because I'm not saying he's a club legend, but he's certainly a fun fantasy story right now. Landucci, I'm talking about it tonight. Arthur did very well, as did Locatelli. Rabiot also played a very good game. I can't find a player who played below his level. Try the left back. Then he goes on to say, Ake did well. He won the penalty. We have Ake, Sule, De Winter. The U23 is important for these guys to grow, and they benefit from it. Yeah. He goes on to say, just look at Danilo's CV. He's a great player. His absence weighed heavily on the team. Danilo can play many positions. We're happy he's back. He's a positive person. He always brings good things to the table. I'll counter that. I'll say if he is really the fifth choice center back over Coney De Winter, I think there's a problem. You kind of have to trust. Like I don't want Danilo playing center back against a good team, if he needs to. Because you saw today, if they had competent players, he's rash in his tackles and he creates a lot of space in the back, but they weren't able to exploit it, so it went unnoticed pretty much. Landucci says Kyle George is interesting, polite, works well. He must be patient. I talk to him often. He has to keep working, and he will get satisfaction he deserves. That comment makes me think he doesn't fit the Juventus profile. He says he's interesting, polite, and works well. He doesn't say he's good. He doesn't say he's got something to him. He says he's interesting, polite, and works well. So I don't think it's gonna work out with Kyle George. And then Landucci says, at the start of the game, Cuadrado was the penalty taker. Then it was good of Paulo to give it to Alvaro, who scored. They decided on the pitch. This is an example of how the team works well and loves each other. Kulusevski was proactive. He pressed well. He had a good game. That's an Allegri quote. That's saying someone who was awful, and we all saw it, and he said he had a good game. When we damn well know Kulusevski was not good. But it is what it is. I think that's about it. I think that's where we're going to wrap it up today. Again, good win against a really bad team. Coppa Italia round of 16. We are going to the quarterfinal against Cagliari or Sassuolo. We'll find out tomorrow. Next game is against Milan on Sunday. The team will prepare for that. There was no major injury. If there was an injury, we didn't hear about it. So the team is relatively healthy going into Milan, barring obviously Chiesa and Bonucci. But I think they'll have an off day tomorrow, and they'll probably get back to training on Thursday. So let's get at it. Back to Serie A mode. Back to needing 3 points. Follow bianconerizone on Twitter and Instagram for all the latest updates, including the transfer market news. It's going to come probably later on today, a little bit more news, or tonight, I guess. And there's going to be a bunch the rest of the week. So stay tuned to our channel for daily videos from Justin and Ale. And you can follow them on Twitter at AlejandroBZ and at Justin Safaro. They always have some good takes, and watch their videos on here. Subscribe to the channel, almost at 2K, so that's great. And like this video. One more to get to 35. One more. Just click the like button. One more to 35. And if you want, you can see it below. It says at Gennady151 for my tweets on Twitter. So again, thank you all for watching. Have a great night. And it was a good win. Good for us. Thanks, guys.